Hello and welcome to this week's lap guide. We are at Le Mans for the last round of this 2023 season 1, I think. And the track conditions are pretty good, 29 degrees on track. My qualifying was pretty bad, so I'm not going to do the guide on that one, but this lap here was the best of the race, and that's mostly because of the draft. Let's go to the usual view. Okay. So for this first corner, I'm looking for this dark patch of tarmac, and I just brake before it. Basically, if I'm braking at the dark tarmac, I'm probably braking too late. And then I aim to keep the car nice and planted and slowly, smoothly go down the gears. So yeah, brake a good 25, 30 meters before this dark tarmac. And yes, down to the third gear, but then down to second gear after it straightens up, and you can use all this on the inside. So yeah, once it gets straightened up and back down to second gear, I always try to get a couple wheels onto the yellow sausage curbs, and that's what I'm aiming for. Those corners are tricky because the car will just, with the momentum, just spin out on you sometimes, so it's always better to take them more cautious than you need to, which applies to all of the corners on this track. It's hard to get traction up over this hill. I use like a lift and shift and a bit of a lift and turn in, keep myself glued to this inside curb, and then a bit of braking to get the nose in for this one. And then again, I'm aiming to go as tight as possible, hugging the corner and trying to get down near these cones. I never do because the car drifts wide. And then again, once I've straightened up for that corner, I want to be, alongside the white line here. Giving a little bit of extra room because it's easier to put these rear wheels off, and then as soon as you turn the wheel, you're going to spin out. I stay in third for this one. Not sure if going down to second is better, but I've been just using third to minimize the wheel spin, because again, these are like slippery corners. So I just make sure I don't get on the power until I've gotten down on the brakes enough to make sure I'm on this curb. Then you can cut this corner a little bit and use this as a bit of a train track. But as you get light over the hill, it's easy to drift out wide and put a wheel off. Someone did that in this race, I think. So I give it a bit of extra space. Next, I'm looking for the warning light, safety car light thingy here. That's my brake marker, and I just stay in third. Brake hard initially, and then aim to cut the corner a little bit. You can put a wheel off here on the inside here before you get an off track. The car seems to handle it pretty well. And then you want to drift out wide, but to be safe, make sure you've got right side wheels on some blue and yellow ripple strip so you don't get a slow down. And here I'm in the draft, so this is what all the lap time comes from. That's the perfect distance away to just get maximum speed down the straight and catch up to these guys. I'm using John Olsen's setup if you want it. You just need to join the community, Discord community. So here I'm looking for this 300 board because that's my reminder to glance across and look for the 200. I brake extra early here because my top speed was probably pretty high in that draft. 345 or something. Yep. But yeah, you can brake closer to the 200. I was just braking a bit extra early so that I don't lock up and overshoot and smash these two guys out. around this part of the corner, so to speak, I'm going back down to second gear. You can stay in second for this corner on a hot lap if you go out nice and wide, use all the road going in. But when you're trying to overtake someone or in this pack, I think it's best to go down to first gear just to get the extra power out of the corner. But the balancing act with that is the wheel spin on the exit. You got to make sure your car's nice and straight and get ready for the wheel spin. So I completely miss this apex. I really want to be up here near these bollards, wheels on this line here, tracking out there. Car came over here because of the wheel spin, I think. Again, on the perfect distance away here to get maximum speed from these guys. I lift and start braking a bit early. What I would normally do on a hot lap or pushing to pass someone is actually brake in between the 200 and the 100, so 150 about here. Get hard on the brakes just before the 100. I like to keep the car planted and stay to the right like those guys do, but again, I'm just being cautious here if they brake a bit more than I do, or if I stuff up somehow, or there's someone behind me. I'm safe from getting rear-ended or doing any rear-ending myself. You want to get down nice onto this curb here. My brake marker here is actually this end of the wall here, and I just go past it, and it's usually at the top of second gear. So then I brake hard and actually go down to first gear. First gear is a bit rare in this car, but at this track with these gears, you need it. So there I go down to first. I could have used a bit more track on the outside, doesn't matter. Definitely take as much curb as you can on the inside and watch out for that wheel spin on the exit. I'm really sensitive here, I'm not full throttle until I'm really straight. Coming up is your last chance to make or hold your position. It's the last lap, so make sure you get this corner right. What I do is, again, I brake sort of like 150 meters. The closer you get to this 100 board when you hit the brakes, the more likely you are to run wide. Easy corner to run wide in. And I really want to be hugging the inside again and staying right as much as I can. Get back over to the right. Use all the road. You'll see a lot of people drifting out wide here and just getting a wheel to glance the wall here. Very dangerous, but it is the fastest place to be. I just give it a wide berth when in a race. Again, just hugging these, staying in third. I use the brake a bit to keep the nose in. I don't really have any brake markers, it's just going by feel. When I exit this one, I'm aiming to use a bit of this grey inside curb. You will get like a slowdown, I think, if you cut it, but I always find it too hard to actually get the car to rotate enough to get down there, so I just aim to do it, and then by inevitably missing it, I make the corner nice. Aim to get down here. It's my sort of apex marker. And I try to stick to the right again because I want to be flicking across to the left. So as you see here, pretty much as soon as the car straightens up, as the road straightens up out of the exit of that corner, that's when I'm flicking it across to the left, dab of brakes. I like to try to aim for the sausage curbs again. You can put a little wheel on there if you want. This part you can get a slowdown. I think John was pretty close to getting a slowdown here. Again, keeping some wheels on the track is the way to avoid the slowdown. I cut this corner a little bit and I lift up. I think I lift a bit to shift, yeah. because by now the car's loaded and trying to slide. As you can see, there's a bit of rotation on. And I lift as I shift up to fourth, and I just cut the corner here. Drift out wide again, just make sure you got two wheels on the track. My brake marker here is the start of this line, this pit lane entry. I brake a bit before it though, because it's too easy to overshoot by accident. And I want the car to be nice and stable as I go through this first part of the chicken. Back down to second gear. Aim for the red thingies, red and white things. Got it. And then come across second gear. Now this corner you can go back into first or stay in second for. I find that if I get the car planted and I'm on the right line, I can go through here in second, risking a slowdown, cutting the curbs heaps, and then I can get in the power heaps early. But most of the time I will be going down to first. But on this lap, I think I stay in second. Again, this is like maximum curb you want to take. It's very easy to get a slowdown here, so I guess putting the car in on straddling the ripple strip. Avoiding the red one where you can, but it's not too bad. So yeah, I'm in second, I can just get my throttle. And there we go, that's the lap. Thanks for watching.